And on the Friday night before Sunday night free agency starts. Kevin Durant.
Well, you obviously the New York Knicks thinks they still have a chance, but I doubt it. The Brooklyn Nets are still in play, but the Golden State Warriors will offer Kevin Durant 5 years and $225 million this Sunday at 6 p.m. Now, if Kawhi Leonard decides to stay in Toronto or go to the Clippers, it could be business as usual for KD, who is planning on moving on from the Golden State Warriors. But if Kawhi Leonard decides to go to L.A. and join forces with Anthony Davis and LeBron James, remember, it's not about next season because with the Achilles tear, you're not expecting much from KD next season, but you're looking to 2, 3, 4 years down the road. And when you consider the level of dominance that's expected from the Los Angeles Lakers, assuming Kawhi joins AD and LeBron, then it might behoove KD to say, hey, I need to stay in Golden State because that might be my best shot at competing for a title by rejoining the fellas in Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, along with likely Draymond Green. I don't have anywhere else that I'm going to go where I'd be able to compete with what the Lakers might have in store for the rest of the league.
All right, you mentioned the Knicks. Don't worry about the Knicks. They're going to sign Frederick Weiss. Kyrie.
Kyrie's interesting because Kyrie, obviously all reports are pointing to him staying in Brooklyn. But he is the Lakers' backup plan. I've been told that you have some people that are of the mindset, rather than going the direction of Kyrie, if you can't get Kawhi Leonard, why not look at a guy like D'Angelo Russell, get him for about 10 to 12 million less, use those additional dollars on one of those restricted free agents out there to try to get them to come to L.A., like a Malcolm Brogdon or somebody. You have some people who have that level of thinking. But from what I've been told, it's about Kawhi first, and then after that it's Kyrie, because LeBron's got love for Kyrie. He wants Kyrie in L.A. if there is no Kawhi. And if Kawhi elects to stay in Toronto or go to the Clippers, then the Lakers will target Kyrie next. And he might elect to come to L.A. instead of going to Brooklyn, even though all signs point to him going to Brooklyn.
And don't worry about the Knicks. They're going to sign Billy Joel. And the late entry in the team change sweepstakes, Jimmy Butler, what do you know about that?
Well, Jimmy Butler's got an interesting situation. He's got, he could get a 4-year, $146.5 million deal from the Philadelphia 76ers, but he would prefer a 5-year max at approximately $190 million. But then again, you're hearing about the Houston Rockets and Daryl Morey and those boys trying to get their hands on him. He's been communicating with James Harden a lot from what my sources tell me. Now, why would that be the case? Is it because he really wants to go to Houston, which is near his hometown where he grew up, or is it because he wants to use Houston as leverage to get 5-year max deal from the Philadelphia 76ers? If you're the Philadelphia 76ers, you might not feel compelled to do anything because you can offer him a 4-year deal or the 5-year max, and if he chooses to leave, he still can't go to Houston because Houston doesn't have enough cap space to get him on their own. They would need Philadelphia to facilitate a deal, but in the same breath, if you're Philadelphia, you might want him to leave. Because guess what? I might get Clint, Capela, and Eric Gordon in return, and 2 able bodies are better than 1 when I have Ben Simmons and I have Joel Embiid, and I still have the potential to keep Tobias Harris in play. So those are the Philadelphia 76ers dilemma as we speak as it pertains to Jimmy Butler.
All right, and speaking of dilemmas, seriously, I mean, I saw the Knicks win in 1970. I don't expect to see them win again in my lifetime, even if I live to be 206. What are the Knicks going to do, if anything?
What the Knicks are saying is this. Their target was Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard alone. They could do whatever they want. We'll have max space for 2 max players, and they could bring who they want, whether that was Kyrie Irving, who Kevin Durant wants to play with, or a Kemba Walker, who he really didn't have that much taste for. That's the bottom line. But here's the reality of the situation. The likelihood is that you're not going to get either Kawhi or KD. The New York Knicks never wanted Kemba or Kyrie just by themselves, nor do they plan on using exorbitant dollars to pay on second-tier players beyond a 1 or 2 year deal. Now, to get somebody for 1 or 2 years to build around their young core and to help them elevate is something that they will consider. But if you're not going to get a marquee guy, they're not going to go out there and spend exorbitant dollars on a long-term basis. So it'll either be short-term or they'll go the route of going with their young guys like the Dennis Smith Jr.'s, the R.J. Barretts, the Kevin Knox and those guys, and attracting some some veterans to the squad that you might pay to help keep them respectable until they're able to dabble in the free agent market again. That's what they're saying, but it appears to be the only plan that's plausible right now because it doesn't seem like anybody worthwhile is interested in coming.
Hawthorne Wingo is available. Stephen A. Smith, thank you for letting me vent. Have a good weekend.
And here I am thinking you loved me, KO.